Dear students, today in this class I am going to teach you the first lesson in 9th standard. Name of the lesson is The Enchanted Pool, written by C. Rajagopalachari. Before going to know about the lesson, first let us know about the author C. Rajagopalachari. C. Rajagopalachari, popularly known as Rajaji, who was a great patriot, astute politician, incisive thinker, and also author of many books. His popular books are on Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, he displays his imitable flair for telling stories and applying their moral principles to modern times. In the Mahabharata, the Pandavas lost everything in the game of dice to the Kauravas and had to live in the forest for 12 years. During this period, they had to constantly move from place to place for safety and to meet their daily needs. One day, in the 12th year, the Pandava brothers wandered deep into the forest in pursuit of a deer. Dear students, now I am going to read first paragraph and I explain you the first paragraph. The sun was hot overhead and the five brothers grew more and more weary and thirsty. Yudhishthira sank down under a tree to rest and said to Nakula, "Brother, climb that tree and see whether there is any pool or river nearby." Nakula climbed the tree, looked around, and said, "At a little distance, I see water, plants, and cranes. There must certainly be water there." In the first paragraph, we can see that the five Pandava brothers were tired as they wandered long distance. And Yudhishthira, who was the elder brother, sat under a tree as he was thirsty and tired. He asked Nakula to find some water to drink. And thereby he asked him to climb a tree and see if there is any river or pool. So Nakula climbed up a tree and at a distance he saw a water plant and said Yudhishthira that at a distance there must be some water. Second paragraph, children. Yudhishthira sent him to fetch some water to drink. Nakula was glad when he got to the place and saw that there was a pool. He was very thirsty himself and so thought of quenching his thirst first before taking water in the choir for his brothers. But no sooner did he dip his hand in the transparent water, he heard a voice which said, "Stop, Nakula, do not drink. This pool belongs to me. O son of Madri, answer my questions and then drink the water. Nakula was surprised, but carried away by his intense thirst and heedless of the warning, he knelt down and began to drink the water. At once, he began to feel terribly drowsy and fell down, to all appearance dead. So, when Yudhishthira came to know that at a distance there was some water, therefore he asked his brother Nakula to bring water for him. So, therefore, Nakula went to the pool to bring water to his brother. Before that, he wanted to drink water as he was also thirsty. As soon as he started to drink water, he heard a invisible voice which said that, "O Nakula, stop, do not drink water. This pool belongs to me. First you have to answer my questions, then only you have to drink water." But Nakula, as he was very thirsty, he didn't heed to the warnings of the invisible voice. He drank water, and all of a sudden he fell down and appeared as dead. Third paragraph. When Nakula did not return for a long time, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. Sahadeva also ignored the warning. He drank the water and at once dropped down. When Sahadeva too failed to return, Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to see whether the brothers had met with any danger. Arjuna went swiftly. He saw his brothers laying dead near the pool. Heartbroken with grief, he wanted to avenge their deaths. However, he too was overwhelmed by a monstrous thirst which compelled him towards the fatal pool. Even after a long time, Nakula did not return back. So, therefore, Yudhishthira sent his brother Sahadeva to see what happened to Nakula. Sahadeva went to see Nakula, and as he was feeling thirst, he also started to drink water. But Sahadeva also heard the same warning from the invisible voice. But Sahadeva didn't listen to the words of the invisible voice. Thereby, Sahadeva was also fell down and did not return back. Now, Yudhishthira sent his another brother Arjuna to see what happened to both the brothers. Arjuna came to the pool. When he came near to the pool, he saw his two brothers laying down as dead. He was heartbroken and decided to take revenge against the person who was responsible for their deaths. But he was also very thirsty and he wanted to drink water. The same warning from the invisible voice. Fourth paragraph. Again, the warning voice was heard. Answer my questions before you drink the water. This pool is mine. If you disobey me, you will follow your brothers. Arjuna became very angry. He cried, "Who are you? Come and stand up to me, and I'll kill you." He shot sharp arrows in the direction of the voice. The invisible being laughed in scorn and said, "Your arrows can't touch me." Arjuna wanted to destroy this unseen foe, but first he had to quench his terrible thirst, so he drank the water and also fell down dead. Now, Arjuna also heard the same warning from the invisible voice. It said, "O Arjuna, you answer my questions first, then afterwards you drink water. If you don't answer my questions, you would follow your brothers." So, hearing this, Arjuna became very angry and asked the invisible voice, "Who are you? Come and stand to me, I'll kill you." Arjuna, with anger, shouted at the invisible voice, and he said that he would kill the invisible voice. But the invisible voice laughed and said that your arrows cannot touch me. But Arjuna wanted to destroy this unseen foe. Foe means enemy. But as he was feeling thirst, he wanted to drink water first. So therefore, he also drank water but fell down dead. Fifth paragraph. After another anxious wait, Yudhishthira turned to Bhima. "Dear brother, even Arjuna, the great hero, hasn't returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. Please find them quickly." Bhima hurried away without word. Like Arjuna, Bhima also did not heed the warning and drank the water eagerly, glaring around in defiance. And instantly his great strength seemed to slip from him like a garment, and he also fell dead among his brothers. See, children, now Nakula did not come back, even Sahadeva did not come back, and Arjuna also did not come back. Therefore, Yudhishthira was in anxiety, and he told Bhima that even Arjuna didn't come back, who is a great hero. Let us see what happened to them. Therefore, Yudhishthira asked Bhima to go and see what happened to all the three brothers. Thereby, Bhima went to see what happened to Nakula, Arjuna, and Sahadeva. When he came near to the pole, he see all the three brothers laying down dead. But as he was feeling thirsty, he also drank water and fell down dead. Sixth paragraph. Puzzled and worried that his brothers had not returned, Yudhishthira himself proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken. When he came near a pool, he saw his four brothers laying on the ground. To all appearance dead, he was shocked. He got into the pool to quench his thirst. At once, a voice without form warned him, "Your brothers died because they did not heed my words. Do not follow them. Answer my questions first and then quench your thirst. This pool is mine." As Bhima, Arjuna, Sahadeva, Nakula did not come back, now Yudhishthira was worried very much. He wanted to see what happened to all the four brothers. Therefore, he went towards the pool. When he came near the pool, he saw all his four brothers laying on the ground and all appear to be dead. Seeing all the four brothers, Yudhishthira was shocked. But Yudhishthira was also very thirsty, so he wanted to drink water first. As soon as he went to drink water, he heard the invisible voice. The invisible voice warned Yudhishthira not to drink water. If Yudhishthira wants to drink water, first Yudhishthira has to answer all the questions of the invisible voice, or else Yudhishthira would also die, because the invisible voice felt that that pool in which all the four brothers and Yudhishthira wanted to drink water belongs to it. So therefore, the warning was given to Yudhishthira also not to drink water. Seventh paragraph. Yudhishthira knew that these could be none other than the words of a Yaksha, and guessed what had happened to his brothers. He saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. He said to the bodiless voice, "Please ask your questions." The voice put questions rapidly, one after another. Now Yudhishthira understood who was speaking and guessed what happened to his brothers. And therefore, as he wanted to redeem the situation, he asked the invisible voice to ask its questions. Thereby, the invisible voice asked questions rapidly, one after another. Now let us see what are the questions asked by the invisible voice, who is a Yaksha, and what are the answers given by Yudhishthira. The first question of the Yaksha was, "What makes sun shine every day?" Yudhishthira replied, "The power of God." Second question, "What rescues man in danger?" Answer for second question by Yudhishthira was courage. Third question, "What is more nobly sustaining than the earth?" For this, Yudhishthira said, "The mother who brings up the children." Fourth question of Yaksha, "What is faster than wind?" Then Yudhishthira replied, "It's mind." Fifth question, "What befriends a traveler?" For this, The answer of Yudhishthira was learning. Next question. Who is the friend of one who stays at home? Yudhishthira's answer was the wife. Now next question. Who accompanies a man in death? Yudhishthira said that it is Dharma. Dharma that alone accompanies the soul in its solitary journey after death. Now another question was put by Yaksha. Which is the biggest vessel? For this, Yudhishthira gave the answer that the earth, which contains all within itself, is the greatest vessel. Now, next question of Yaksha. What is happiness? Happiness is the result of good conduct. Now next question, what is that abandoning which man becomes loved by all? For this question, the answer was pride. Next question of Daksha, what is the loss which brings joy and not sorrow? Anger. Anger was the answer for this question by Yudhishthira. Next question, what is that by giving up which man becomes wealthy? For this, Yudhishthira replied, desire. Desire. Next question, what makes one a real Brahman? Is it birth, good conduct, or learning? So therefore, Yudhishthira replied that birth and learning do not make one Brahman, good conduct alone does. So according to Yudhishthira, good conduct of a man would make him a Brahmin. So, however learned a person may be, he will not be a Brahmin if he is a slave to bad habits. Now the last question of Yaksha. What is the greatest wonder in the world? For this, Yudhishthira replied, everyday men see creatures depart to Yama's abode, and yet those who remain seek to live forever. This really the greatest wonder was the answer of Yudhishthira. So, Yaksha asked what is the greatest wonder in the world? For this, Yudhishthira replied that every day people die and the people who are alive want to live. So, this is the greatest wonder. After this, the Yaksha posed many questions and Yudhishthira answered all the questions. In the end, the Yaksha asked, O king, one of your dead brothers can now be revived. Whom do you want to revive? He shall come back to life. Now Yaksha asked Yudhishthira that one of his brother would be revived. Whom do he want to revive? That brother would come back to life. Yudhishthira thought for a moment and then replied, may the clouded complexion, lotus-eyed, broad-chested and long-armed Nakula, laying like a fallen ebony tree, arise. Yudhishthira wanted Nakula to be coming back to his life, and therefore Yudhishthira asked the Yaksha to revive Nakula. 12th paragraph. The Yaksha was pleased at this and asked Yudhishthira, "Why did you choose Nakula in preference to Bhima, who has the strength of 60,000 elephants? I have heard that Bhima is most dear to you, and why not Arjuna, who possesses in arms is your protection? Tell me why you choose Nakula rather than either of these." Yaksha was pleased by the answer that was given by Yudhishthira, that he wanted Nakula to come back to his life. But the Yaksha asked Yudhishthira, why didn't he choose Bhima or Arjuna, who are stronger and powerful than Nakula? 13th paragraph. Yudhishthira replied, "O Yaksha, Kunti and Madri were the two wives of my father. I, a son of Kunti, am surviving, and so she is not completely bereaved. So, to be fair, I ask that Madri's son Nakula be revived." The Yaksha was pleased with Yudhishthira's impartiality and granted that all his brothers would come back to life. Yudhishthira replied that he was the son of Kunti and he was alive, but Nakula was the son of Madri, who was dead. So, therefore, he wanted Nakula to be revived. So, this was liked by the Yaksha, and Yaksha was pleased by the impartiality of Yudhishthira and granted that all his brothers would come back to life. Fourteenth paragraph, children. It was Yama, the lord of death, who had taken the form of the deer and the Yaksha so that he might see his son Yudhishthira and test him. He embraced Yudhishthira and blessed him. Yama, who was the lord of death, took the form of the deer and the Yaksha because he wanted to see his son Yudhishthira and he wanted to test him. Afterwards, the Yama embraced Yudhishthira and blessed him. The last paragraph. Yama said, "Only a few days remain to complete the stipulated period of your exile in the forest. The 13th year will also pass by. None of your enemies will be able to discover you. You will successfully fulfill your undertaking." And saying this, he disappeared. Now Yama said that there were a few days remain to complete the stipulated period of their exile in the forest. The 13th year will be over, and none of his enemies will be able to discover them. Pandavas will become successful in their undertaking and blessed them. Saying all this, Yama disappeared from there. In this lesson, the author has explained the difficulties that were felt by the Pandavas and as well as the questions that were asked by Yaksha. And when the brothers of Yudhishthira did not answer the questions, what happened to them, and how finally Yudhishthira made Yama to revive their brothers, and what Yama blessed the Pandavas. So this is all about the story of the Pandavas when they were in the forest, written by C. Rajagopala Chari. Okay, children, thanks a lot.